Your body hears everything your mind says. Naomi Jude.
Welcome to Living at Your Finest podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Babs. I'm a triple board certified family, obesity, and lifestyle medicine physician, and I am the founder of Living at Your Finest Wellness, a holistic direct primary care practice. Did you know that 80% of lifestyle-related chronic diseases within our communities are preventable, with poor diet being the primary culprit? Now, contrary to what we thought, that it was our unfortunate genes, the good news is that we can make changes together to improve our health and quality of life. So that's what this podcast is all about. The Living at Your Finest podcast is devoted to helping families to live at their finest well-being using a holistic approach with a healthy lifestyle to nourish and flourish as a whole, vibrant, and healthy champion. So join me and my guests as we share transformational and sustainable skill sets from our health and wellness journey to support you and your families in achieving optimal well-being. Ready to live at your finest? Well, let's get to it.
Hello, health champions. Oh my goodness, it's been a while. I have missed you. I'm sure you've missed me. It's good to be back. It's been a lot going on as usual. In planet Earth, there's always a lot going on, but I am glad to be back. Thank you for tuning in to the Living at Your Finest podcast show. There's a lot to unpack, but before we get to that, how are you doing? How are things? We're in summer. If you're here in the US, I hope it's not too hot where you are. It's a little hot in Atlanta, but I hope you and yours are doing well. We just had Father's Day weekend. I hope you treated the fathers in your life. I hope you treated them well. And for dads listening, I hope you had a great celebration. You are special to us, and we are so joyed that we have fathers in our community. You guys are our bedrock. So thank you. So today I want to share about mindset for a healthy metabolism. I'm going to be in the series talking about metabolism. And today I want to start off with what that mindset looks like for a healthy metabolism. It's going to be diving into the different components of having a healthy metabolism, because I've heard so many questions and I've had to experience it myself. So I am excited and I look forward to sharing that information with you. At the time of this recording, we're about 2-3 weeks away from Living at Your Finest Wellness, clocking 1 year anniversary. And I am just so blessed and honored that I get to have a membership-based, holistic and integrative direct primary care practice where I have the honor of providing patient-centered, personalized healthcare for you and your family. So I'm really honored. I plan to celebrate with a challenge, a free challenge called Finest in 5. So 5 areas we're going to focus on for our health and well-being. So I hope you will participate in that, and really excited. So let's get into today's conversation. So I want to start off by emphasizing that to adopt a healthy lifestyle, it needs to start with the mind. It certainly does. And the truth is that the mindset is a precursor to everything that we do. Oh, the mind. So important. It is the precursor to everything. It's like a compass, right? So it guides our choices. If I think, there's a quote that says, if you think you can't do it, well, you can do it. If you think you can do it, yes, you can do it. So it all starts in the mind. It's a guiding compass to all the choices we make. It's the force that propels us forward, and it sparks that ignition of transformation health. So we definitely have to do that mindset work. And I think it's important even now to talk about this, because we're almost wrapping up the first 6 months of the year and we're moving into the latter part of the year. So what mindset did you carry? Maybe you dropped it along the way. Maybe it's time to pick it up again. So there are key aspects I want to talk about. So when it comes to mindset for healthy metabolism, one is diet culture. I came from that diet culture. I know the harm and the havoc that it created. It created this culture of failure, that you just can't do it. It's set up for failure. It's a reason why it's a multi-billionaire company, because you diet restrict, you feel deprived, and it works initially, then it plateaus and you're like, oh, it's not working. So I want us to start with a mindset of, let's nourish our bodies. We're not restricting restricting, we're not being hard on ourselves. I have done that and it failed me miserably. I started talking about nourishing my body, being excited about the foods that I'm about to eat that is nourishing, that is going to serve me, right? So we don't want to see food as the enemy, but we want to see it as a nourishing tool. So is the food that you're about to eat, is it nourishing? Does it have potential to heal you or to hurt you? I was very candid about my husband being diagnosed with diabetes. He was pre-diabetic, was keeping it under control, but then just went off and went into full-blown diabetes with all the complications that you can ever think about. That woke him up. And then he started looking at food as nourishing and not just eating it because it's there. So when we see it as fuel, right, then we tend to cultivate that positive mindset and relationship, whether we listen to our hunger cues. So that's one mindset of nourish versus diet. Don't say I can't eat it, but I choose not to, right? You're making that choice. All right. The second mindset for a healthy metabolism is exercise. I know when we talk about exercise, you're like, oh gosh, it got to be an hour. It's all or none. It's a mindset shift. For me, oh my goodness, in the last couple of weeks, I have been I enjoy exercising, no issues with that. I love different activities, but I promise you, if I am busy and inundated with so much work, I don't find myself doing the exercise. Not that I don't want to do it, but I don't have time. That's what I tell myself.
Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode. My goal on this podcast is to empower, educate, and encourage you to take actionable steps to triumph at living at your finest, body, mind, and spirit. Of note, the information provided here is for educational purposes only and does not substitute as medical advice. Please discuss your healthcare needs with your licensed medical professional. If you are in need of a compassionate and comprehensive holistic physician or know someone who is, please reach out through my website, livewellness.com, for a meet and greet. It will be my honor to talk to you. Are we connected on social media yet? I share more in-depth content on best practices to ensure that you live at your finest daily. So please join me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Living at Your Finest Wellness, where we can learn together and stay connected. Lastly, please subscribe to iTunes if you have not done so already and share the podcast within your circle of influence. An extra step? Leave a review and let me know what topics or discussions you would like to hear more of. Thanks in advance. It is always a thing of joy to hear from you. Now, let's get back to today's episode.
But when I changed my mindset to movement, any opportunity to move, swapping that, then I know movement is good for me. There was a data studies that came out that said, sitting is the new smoking. Whenever we sit prolonged hours, it affects our health. It's just stagnation. Blood is stagnant. Your muscles are not in the metabolic state where it's generating all the healthy hormones to burn calorie, to boost your metabolism. So when I move, not because I'm trying to punish myself for the donut that I ate, but because it's good for me overall, then that's a mindset that is worth celebrating. So even if it's 10 minutes, do it. Right now, since I believe, was it June, I've been walking and I found what I've been doing is I didn't schedule my, I didn't prioritize my schedule, but I scheduled my priority. I think I said it right, right? I didn't focus so much on my schedule, right? This is all the things I do, but I'm prioritizing. I'm scheduling my priority, what is important to me. And that movement in the morning is so important. So I get about 30 minutes of movement just right out the back. And I love habit stacking. So I pray while I'm doing that. I'm checking my emails while I'm doing that. I'm just moving. And that gets me all riled up, gets me motivated for the day. I'm out in the sun. I'm getting that sunlight. I'm setting up my circadian rhythm. So movement is so important. Find joy in movement, even if it's dancing, practicing yoga, whatever it is, that is a healthy mindset to pick. Number 3, the mindset of being so perfect all the time instead of progress. So this is where I speak about 1% difference is all it takes. Not competing with other people, but your own self, right? That is so fundamental for growth. It's fundamental for healing and for a healthy metabolism. So when we release the pursuit of perfection and we embrace the beauty of progress, then no one can beat us, right? That's a powerful place to be. Did you walk one more step? Did you add 10 more minutes? So understand that setbacks are bound to happen. And when they happen, understand what led to it. How can I pivot from that? What can I do to avoid that setback? But always recognize progress and don't beat yourself up, because there's no good that comes out from beating yourself up. All right, let's talk about number 4, mindset, healthy mindset for a healthy metabolism. Okay, so a lot of times we say, I have to, I have to, I have to, I have to, I have to. Everything is I have to, I have to. But we get to. Why, where does that take us to a state of gratitude where we get to do it? I get to move my hands, right? I get to move my legs. I get to open my eyes and see. I get to. It's not that I have to, I get to, right? In a state of gratitude, it shifts the mindset and the place from being hopeless to hopeful, right? So we recognize that by adapting a healthy lifestyle is a privilege, right? And every positive choice is an opportunity to invest in myself. So I love to cook, but there's sometimes the wash and the plates and everything, I'd rather not. But what's the alternative? Driving through the fast food and eating that all the time, getting me unhealthy and my family. So I get to do it. It's not that I have to, I get to. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it. I just might need wisdom and the right time to do it and how not to waste time and maximize my time well. But that's something I plan to be saying for a while. I get to. And then the last aspect of mindset for healthy metabolism is comparison, right? We compare ourselves. I'm guilty. I'm like, oh, like I see my daughters and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, okay. There was a time when I used to wear that, jeans and comparing. But again, life happens, right? We evolve. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As women, yeah, we have different phases, teen phases, what are the phase adulthood, and then you start getting into the perimenopausal and menopause. I am okay now. I'm showing myself compassion. I'm pleased that I still get to. I'm grateful for the body that I'm in. It doesn't have to look like my next door neighbor's body as long as I'm healthy, as long as I'm metabolically healthy and mentally sound, right? So taking away the comparison and replacing it with self-compassion. So our journeys are all unique. It's not the same. All our journeys too. And that's why in my practice, it's personalized. It is personalized to you and your lifestyle. So we need to cultivate self-compassion by appreciating progress, acknowledging our efforts, right? Every effort we make, it's okay, right? We're making those efforts and treating ourselves with the same kindness that we give others. So not looking in the mirror and saying, oh gosh, I'm ugly. I don't like this. I don't like that. But just love on yourself. I know that now I'm at peace with my body and how it's become. I exercise, I move it, and I eat nourishing foods, and I see the result by not judging it, but welcoming it. So I love what I see, and I don't compare myself to others because I don't know their journey. Recently, I love to wear my hair low during the summer, and I like to cut my hair. Variety is the spice of life. So people always say, oh, I couldn't recognize you because I like to do different hairstyles. But recently my hair, I will cut it and it's not growing as fast. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I remember a period when I was overly stressed that hindered my hair growth, but I'm not stressed. I'm doing my best to, control my stress levels. But lately my hair is just not growing. So it's a different phase. I need to welcome that and see what else I can do, but not judge it, not be mad at it, not condemn myself. So that's what I want to share with you. And when I started realizing where I am and see what I can change it, if I can control it, yeah. And if I can't, then let it be and embrace what it is. So this could look differently for you in different areas. That's just my example that I wanted to share with you. So in closing, I want to encourage you to embrace the shift in your mindset and just see how these 5 things that I talked about, just summarizing them again, just making sure that we show compassion instead of comparison, or go away from perfection, go to progress, instead of saying I have, to say to get, instead of saying exercise, movement as joy, and certainly instead of saying diet. A lot of people say I'm on a diet. It's always a joke. We say it, it's fun. Don't be on a diet, just be a nourishing lifestyle, right? So those are the things I want to encourage that we all do together as we move into the second half of the month, and just begin to see how things shift, see how it becomes more sustainable to have a metabolism that is not yo-yoing all over the place. So thank you so much. If you know somebody that can benefit from this episode, please share with them. Definitely would like to hear your feedback. Let me know if this resonated with you, or if you have any other ideas for mindsets that will give you a healthy metabolism, please send it my way. So until next time, I want you to know that you deserve to live at your finest well-being by being whole, vibrant, and healthy. All right, take care and God bless.